Follow one for the Gazette the 12th May this year, COVID-19 Oversight Committee hemi approved Chief Executive Officer the Chamber of Commerce one for the member the Shipping Exemption Committee. Committee ya wakablehem for look at the individual applications from okata shipping operator were like exempt from mandatory 14-day quarantine. Since hemi involved Lowaka, SICCI CEO hemi assist to exempt him 30 fala shipping vessels. Solomon Islands hemi only Canderelo Pacific region where hemi imposed him quarantine measures for okata international shipping vessels. According to the second COVID-19 impact survey in June, COSAP 70% reporting that okata quarantine measure for ships hemi affecting businesses blockata through delay block cargo and extra cost. Dr. Jimmie Rodgers hemi now chairman of the Shipping Exemption Committee. Hemi explaining why shipping exemption hemi important.
Now, just to clarify that exemption committee only deal with the ships that request exemption. Yeah. Or get a ship where or get a fulfilling the quarantine requirement at sea, or get no ask for exemption. It could come no more. So every logging ship, every ship that come in for minerals, yeah, some for the cargo vessels, and even some marine tankers. Some say marine tankers sell from most of our fuel come from Korea, yeah, and the normal sailing time from Korea to here is about 13 days. Yeah. Now, if I got to come one day earlier, they request exemption. If you get come here 14, 15 days, they don't request exemption. Most of our speedy gas that in Horizon here come in from Botany Bay. In fact, from Korea, hem go to Botany Bay, and from there go to Vanuatu and come here. So by the time him get here, they almost fulfilling requirements. So I guess from that perspective, some for the ships, probably maybe 40% of the ships, they don't request exception. So when I say over the last 5 weeks, we cleared 20 cargo vessels and fuel tankers, that is probably representing maybe 60% of all vessels coming to the Solomons at that point in time. One final point, economics. Yeah, these ships, they pay quite a substantial amount of money to come in, and this is why for them, if you delay Mogada, it's not good for business. So Ports Authority makes tons of money from each ship, because time him come in, law blow me, him recognizing Ports Authority as currently the sole international port, and they provide pilotage, they provide services, they provide stevedoring. Stevedoring now forget that offload them cargo, so they charge for that, and the shipping companies pay Ports Authority. At the same time, the shipping companies pay government through customs. Yeah. And so quite a bit of government revenue him coming from Okatatuya. So if you may keep him ships unnecessarily delayed, they pay us on the one hand, but they charge us fees for delay, and we pay them back the money they pay us. So it's not very good for the economy, and which is why the Exemption Committee, I think, is doing a job that not only keeps the country safe, but keeps our economy rolling along. Private businesses, it's not fair on private businesses to meet the fees that are charged for delay due to quarantine. So obviously, if private businesses have to pay, or get a passive on consumer. The consumers are the people the government is wanting to protect from the virus, but also from high prices. And so the Exemption Committee is trying to merge the two. So protection of consumers means keep them safe from the virus, but also keep them safe from price hikes. And government, it's in government's hands to be able to determine the price hikes under quarantine delays. If have no more delay, like cyclone somewhere, or get not a problem. That is a normal delay due to unforeseen circumstances. But the shipping operators are only worried about delays that are due to our restriction. Perhaps one important point that me not cover yet here. We've done an assessment of all Pacific ports. And at this point in time, Solomon Islands is the only port that is quarantining cargo ships and tankers, marine tankers, yeah, which is why we are the only country that they are charging us fees if there is a delay due to quarantine. Yeah, Some of the countries under their SOPs, cargo ships and tankers are exempted from quarantine. Or focus more on PPEs, and make sure that during the operations and handling that they focus more on safety protection as opposed to quarantining. Loyumi, I think we get the best of both worlds, that we do have a quarantine requirement, which means that ships don't just come in as and when they want. There is a limited requirement, but the Exemption Committee looks at all these applications to make sure there is a win-win outcome. There is a win for the shipping companies, win for the country, win for the private sector, and win for our consumers.
Thank you to Mas Dr. Jimmie Rodgers. For more information, call him office Bemifala lo 39542 or visit him website Bemifala www.solmonchamber.com.sb. Target to Mas, looking you lo next video.